in the ambulance again. Ow. We're back. Ow. Sorry. My arms hurt. I worked out real hard yesterday. I'm like, just the insides of my elbows. Gosh darn, they are sore today. And then I went for a long run. So the story goes that I had to put my dog down. He was getting old, so I couldn't run with him anymore. So we just walked everywhere all the time. And I just put a weight vest on, so like I got really good and strong that way. But my cardio suffered a lot from that. So now I'm back into running. The old thumper here ain't used to that. Neither is the rest of my body. So I'm exhausted right now. It is Thursday today. I'm remaining disciplined in recording this. Normally I do it Friday morning, but tomorrow morning I have another meeting with my business coach, and we're spending the whole morning together mapping out business. I thought that was going to happen last week. I probably said that on the podcast, but I got the dates wrong, and it's happening this week, tomorrow. That's what we're doing next week. Tomorrow. Gosh, I can't talk at all. We're gonna have to figure this out. Let's see. As per usual, notes on my phone. I'm just a dude here talking in his ambulance. We are full into summer. Lots of work is happening. Everything here is in full swing. It's kind of like we only have a few months where it's not frozen in winter outside, so then everyone's like, go hard. So everybody works super hard, and then they want to take vacation also, and like it's just everybody's schedules are maxed during the summer months up here. That's just how it works. Which means business is flowing for me. So right before I sat down, actually, I got another email from a company that they emailed me 2 months ago, and they're like, hey, can you quote all this? I'm like, yeah. Now, like, and it's a big job, so like, sure, yeah. Gave them 3 different prices on stuff, and they just emailed me back now 2 months later, and they're like, yeah, let's go with this one. Like, why did it take 2 months? But sure, whatever, I'm ready to go. Like, let's, we got to work it into the schedule, but we're gonna make it happen. So that's good. I'm glad about that. Every time a job comes in, I'm like, yes, that's one more step in the right direction. So, number 1 on the list, I have now hired a VA. I'm working with a company in the Philippines, and they've assigned one main guy, and then there's like a backup guy. So I've been talking with them, getting all my accounts and everything set up. Again, I don't know if I talked about this last week or not. It's happening slower than I thought it would, but that's something that I'm learning. So that's fine. Part of it is just I got to set up my accounts, and then they got to set up their accounts, and then just how we're supposed to make it all work together. Because this is the first time I've done this, so I don't have everything. I don't have the infrastructure set up to do it, and I don't know what infrastructure I need to have set up to do it. So I'm learning all that stuff right now. That's how the cookie is crumbling right now. It's a little bit stressful on me because I'm like, I don't have time to do that, but the reason I'm hiring a VA is so that I have more time to do the stuff that's like higher paying stuff, and they do the lower paying stuff. But then it takes me time to set everything up so that they can actually do the stuff. If I don't do this over here, they can't do anything. So like I'm even more busy getting it set up. I thought I had it set up, but I didn't. That part sucks. But on the long run, the other side of things, it'll be good. It'll be helpful in the long term. So I've been pretty busy doing that this week. The idea there is with them doing like just the posting of stuff. When you get into the social media game, my numbers are very small in the world of social media stuff because I work with very specific people, and I have relationships with people, but businesses don't necessarily have relationships with Eppic Media. So when I go and talk to Caterpillar, when I go and talk to John Deere, I'll be like, hey, can I work with you guys? Here's my company. And then they see my numbers on Instagram, and it's like, that's not a lot. I'm like, well, I know it's not a lot. That doesn't mean I can't produce a good product. The thing is, everybody still judges a book by its cover. It doesn't matter how much we preach that, it happens. So before I have a chance to explain to them that, yes, I make videos for one of the biggest YouTubers out there. I'm one of his editors. I don't get an opportunity to say that to them even because they just see, oh, Eppic Media, oh, you have less than 1,000 followers. I'm like, I mean, we're in the world of like followers don't even matter anymore. I just made a post about, I started my personal Instagram this year because I'm like, well, I'm posting to Facebook. I might as well post to Instagram too. And with less than 500 followers, I have over 100,000 views a month. That's over 1 million a year with 500 followers. The math doesn't make sense there, but the algorithm on how social media works is changing. And businesses aren't necessarily on the up and up with that. They just see you have this many followers, which means you're going to have like this many people looking at your stuff, which means you're worth this much. Very loosely idea, like very, very loosely. So I'm just trying to grow the numbers there. The social media world is weird. I've had the guys from Caterpillar roll into my DMs before asking for my content. I'm like, sure, you can have it, but you got to pay me for it. You're Caterpillar after all. And then the conversation goes dark. I'm like, well, I am not willing to give away my stuff to your giant company for free. I will happily work with you. I would love to work with you. They are on my list of people that I want to help get involved in this thing. Hey, if they want some of my pictures and then they're gonna like get involved in this, maybe we make a deal there. I don't know. Do you work at Caterpillar? Let's talk about that. I'm willing to have a conversation there. I get something that I want. You get something that you want. Everybody's happy, right? Anyways, yeah, so one of the downsides of playing the social media game, if you don't have big numbers, businesses aren't going to pay attention to you unless you know somebody on the inside. I don't know anybody at Milwaukee, personally, so how do I get their attention? Well, my option is to cold call them. Nobody listens to cold calls. That's just, in my world, cold calling doesn't work. I don't pick up the phone for anybody that I don't know. As you found on the last podcast, those 136 phone calls I had in one day, I don't even pick up the phone for people I do know now because I'm annoyed at phone calls. So my option is take pictures of Milwaukee stuff, promote that on my social media, show them the stuff that I can already do. Like, here's the receipts, guys. I know how to do stuff, and hope that gets their attention. Usually in that case, the person running the social media is not the person in charge of working with other brands and hiring marketing and all that stuff. That's a different department. So then there's a disconnect there, and it's like, how do you get in touch with the right person so that you can get Milwaukee to be interested in this project? I don't know. I am learning how to do that. I do live a crazy life. There's some insane wild connections that have been made on LinkedIn in my lifetime in the last 5 years. If you followed me at all, you know that my life is wild. So crazier things have happened. I'm tagging them on everything. I'm posting stuff. I've got names of a few guys that work at Milwaukee. I'm sending them messages. I'm tagging them in stuff, asking if they can help. So far, we got nothing. I'm not done trying yet, but I don't know. We'll keep trying till somebody pays attention. Anyways, moving on. Oh wait, yeah, and so just in the world of social media, when you first see that number, I'm just a little guy. They don't know my capabilities. And that's every small guy who's starting. We're all on that page. Yes, we have lots of potential, but until somebody gives you a chance to prove that potential, the bigger guys just don't pay attention to you. That's right. Like, you think of fish in the ocean. A shark is not eating a fish this big. They're eating fish that are this big. So I'm a fish this big right now. I need to get the attention of a fish this big so that I can do work, grow to become a fish that big so that the big sharks don't want to come and eat me. Yeah, there's like bloop, bloop, bloop. Just, you get it. Anyways, moving on. There's lots of other great businesses out there. I would like to work with them. If you guys are a different business and you would like to have some involvement in this whole here ambulance project, let me know. info@eppic.media. Send me an email. I would like to talk to you guys. I do want to work with Caterpillar at some point. That is an end goal. That might happen on phase 2 or phase 3 of what I got going on here. I kind of have a 5-year plan happening. We're right at the beginning. This is the starting phase. By the time we get to year 5, you guys don't even have a hot clue what is coming down the pipe, man. This is small. This is very small scale. I'll just leave it there. There's some big stuff in my brain that I'm working towards, and we're gonna get there. So, let's see, hired a V8. The reason I hired a VA is because AI is not good enough to do what I need it to do yet. It's getting there, and I talk with lots of people that are like learning how to do AI stuff, and they're like, this is amazing, this automates this and this and this and this. I'm like, yep, that's great for you. You're using it as a large language model. That's what it does. I don't do like spreadsheets and documents and words and that kind of stuff. I do pictures and videos and posting and that kind of stuff. And that's where AI is like, it's there, it's cool, but it's really, really new. So it's not good enough yet to be at the standard that I want it to be. But I'm waiting, and I'm constantly watching. I'm trying with it. I was playing with AI stuff again this morning. I'm very much in there every single day, waiting for the day where I'm like, cool. If I could just pay you $20 a month, and you're gonna do all this stuff instead of me paying some guy however much a month that I'm paying him, like, awesome. That'd be cool. We'll see. It'll get there at some point. I think. So till then, I'm just gonna hire my VA, and we're gonna hopefully make that work. And so far, so good. I'm pretty happy. His name's Alex. He's a nice guy. Hi, Alex. You're editing this right now, probably. Yes. So I am short on time and maxed out on ideas. The amount of stuff that I want to do with this thing, and then the next thing, and then the next thing, are like, the ideas are just non-stop everywhere all the time. It's crazy. Tons of work, tons of ideas, and it's just, there's just not enough time. So I know that I'm only one guy. I can only do so much stuff in a day. I need to hire other people to do stuff. That is something that I'm learning in business, is how to hire other people to do stuff, so that frees me up to do other things. The problem with this whole unit right now is I'm starting from nothing. That's 100% all of my money into it. So to go hire other people to do stuff on here, well, that doesn't make sense business-wise. There's no cash flow happening. So I want this guy to start being cash flow positive, so then I can go hire people. That's how I structure business. That one makes sense in my head. Once this thing makes money, then you can start hiring people to help it make more money. This is just math. That's math. And I know that some business people will be like, no, you got to risk everything. I'm like, well, maybe that's true, but I'm not that risky of a person. Am I missing out on millions of dollars by not risking something? I don't know. I don't like the stress of risking $1 million that I don't have. That's not within my comfort level, so that's not where I'm going to operate. At least not right now. So that leads into mental health. Where are your stress levels at, and like, what's your mental health state? This last weekend, I had a friend out from New Zealand. We were at the lake. We had 10 other guys come down. We used to all be friends. We used to all like be involved in ministry in our church 10 years ago back in the day. And we meet once a year now. We got a local business owner who lets us use his place out at Lake of the Woods. Awesome, gorgeous place there. It fits 12 guys, 13, I don't know how many. It fits a dozen people comfortably, and we have a phenomenal time. We update each other throughout the year. What have we done throughout the year? There was guys that showed up this year that last year it was like, oh, they had lots of anxiety and they're worried about all sorts of stuff, and depression was kind of playing a part there. And they all of a sudden started working out, and these guys show up and they've lost like 100 pounds. Some of them are jacked to the nines, and they're just like, life is awesome. I love life. Exercise is like the number one thing. I'm doing so awesome. Everything is great. And you're just like, oh, look at that. No medication needed. You're literally just working out, and your life is freaking amazing. Or at least you feel freaking amazing compared to last year. Super, super cool to see that. And that was encouraging me. And that's what's kind of started or reinitiated my, I'm working out real hard. Some of the other guys are working out real hard too this week so far. It's only been a few days, but we've all started working out now, because it's kind of like you see your friends working out and you're like, oh, wait, that guy got real hot all of a sudden. Dang, I'm falling behind. Nope, can't let that happen. And so then it's kind of a competition between you and all your buddies, and you're like, all right, time to get sexy again. So now we're all working out. My goal, I'm going to lose 20 pounds in a couple months. I've done it before. There was my heaviest I ever weighed was 236 pounds, and then I dropped down to 180 in 3 months. And that was just from eating and running. Eating the right food, I went full carnivore, and then I just ran every day. There you go. I lost 50 pounds. It's pretty good. It's not hard to lose weight if you know how to do it and you're disciplined. You just got to do it. We also have, so as far as business goes, I am learning how to communicate with brands that I want to work with and sponsor this thing. That's a lot of work. It's a little bit stressful, but it's a lot of work having all those conversations, and I'm learning how to talk in that conversation. When I'm cold calling, or I have a connection that's made, how do I have that conversation comfortably and with confidence on my end of like, hey, I'm talking to you because I want you to give me money so that I can build this thing. I'll put your name on it. Here's advertising, all that jazz. But that's just not how a virgin conversation goes with someone. Like, if somebody called you and they're like, hey, will you give me money? No. No, I won't. Why would I give you any money? I trust you zero amounts. So it's like you have to kind of have that conversation of like, if you give me money, you can trust me that I'll do what I say. But what's your credibility? Like, no one has. There's very little credibility in people's word these days. A handshake, it feels good, but it doesn't necessarily mean anything anymore. That's getting to be rarer and rarer. So there's lots of figuring out how do I make all of that happen. One of the things that I'm doing, see all these Milwaukee tools here? They were in here, but I did kind of just structure them a little bit more so you see a little bit more of them. I want Milwaukee stuff in all of my shots all the time. I'm trying to get Milwaukee's attention. I would like Milwaukee to be involved in this thing. I think Milwaukee's the best tool on the market. I want to work with the best companies in the market. I want to work with the guys that are up here, not down here. I'm willing to work with the guys that are right here also, and then together we all go up there. That's good. But like crap, no thank you. I don't want to associate myself with garbage. I've had a few of those, and I'm like, no. I have learned the art of saying no to something that's blatantly trash. Not willing to do that because I don't want to work with trash. I want to work with high quality up here. Okay, I got to read this because I'm getting lost in my thoughts here. There's lots of work going into figuring out how to get in contact with businesses to get this thing sponsored. I need 50 grand combined to get this thing to where I want it. Learning how to make deals with companies is a totally new endeavor. Yeah, I think I might have said that. I think I got most of that. Just learning those conversations, how to talk with people that you don't know, convince them to give you any money at all is a skill. I'm learning that's a skill. I'd call it sales, if you will, I guess. It's sales. I know how to do the work as far as building all this goes, but doing the business side of things, making those deals and those connections, that's where I'm learning to do stuff. Now, I'm not scared to take a leap, to take a chance, to just say, hey, are you interested in this? Most of the time it's a no, but every once in a while, you never know who's going to respond. So you just got to keep trying until something works. So that's what I'm going to keep on doing because I don't know what else to do. I need to get into contact with someone from Caterpillar, someone from John Deere, someone from Komatsu. Those are the top three that I really want to work with. Also someone from Milwaukee. I would like to talk to someone from Fox Shocks so that we can get suspension stuff set up on this thing. And Toyo tires. If we get tire and wheel combination set up on this thing, that would be primo. I'm going to do a four-wheel drive conversion on this. Probably going to have to go buy a donor truck like an F-250, pull the front drive line out of that, and then put it on this thing. Unless there's companies out there that make ambulance four-wheel drive conversions, that's probably something that's super specialized, and that's where my skills as a mechanic come into play. I can build all that stuff. I can do all that stuff. We're going to YouTube it all. That's all part of the show. So we're probably going to do that here in-house through Eppic Industries. That'll be something on my own dime that I have to contribute to make. Also need to get in contact with a vinyl company, someone to do the whole wrap on this thing. If we can work out some collab work there, it would be awesome. If we could get some battery stuff going on in here too, this is all going to be fully off-grid. I have my solar panels already. Got to put those on the roof. This does have converters and that kind of stuff in here. I think it might be shot though. I got to do some major electrical figuring out on this. And we got to change a lot of stuff. These lights up here, these lights are not good for solar. They are incandescent bulbs and I need to put LEDs in here. LEDs just use way less power. Plus they're not as big. I almost want to pull this handle out, but at the same time, I like having this sturdy grab handle. It's kind of nice having it here. It's just not as aesthetically pleasing, but I don't know. There's lots of that kind of stuff going on. That's all going to be on the Eppic Industries channel. You can go over there. You can watch the whole build series of this thing happening. That's saved as a playlist over there, I think. We're still working on naming this thing. Right now, I just have it labeled as Epic Ambo. It might just stay as that. I don't know. We'll let things develop as they need to. So I do have some tentative deals worked out or that I'm working on right now already. Got some cool stuff coming down the pipe already for this. There is lots of people that are interested, but it's just everything's new right now, and I'm learning how to solidify some of those deals and whatnot. But we might have a cool deal coming with a motorcycle. I'm going to be cruising around all over the place doing off-road stuff, and I might have a deal coming with a pretty significant brand to have one of their adventure off-road bikes and just make content for that thing as I travel North America. I'm like, let's go. That's where I'm learning how to do stuff. I'm a little fish right now, trying to become a bigger fish so
that I can get eaten by the big fish.
That's the plan there. Anyways, that's all we got for today, guys. Thanks to Hard Hat Coffee Co. for this hat, even though it's not hard, but I mean, it's a hat. Pretty nice looking hat. Yeah, and their coffee is even better. I learned yesterday that they are in the 5 to 7% best coffee in the world, and it is very evident when you drink that coffee. You're like, ooh, this is nice.
Nice.
I don't even, yeah, whatever. Also, Whiskey Lullaby, thanks for the shirt. The guy sent me a bunch of shirts, took some pictures for them. It was awesome. I like this shirt. This shirt, pretty sweet. Links to those guys are down below. If you guys are shopping for coffee or you're shopping for new apparel, either of those companies, use coupon code EPPIC, EPPIC, and you will get 10% off your order. Thanks for watching, guys. We will see you on the next one.